Yes, friends, at least minute by minute I am getting closer to my pledge. That means you cannot fail this even if you want to. Let me get the camera a little more closer. Yes, these weather abbreviations, which is module 8, figure 21. Let me double check. I'm sorry, module 8, figure 22, and I'm not going to go one by one on the whole thing. In fact, you need to go browse through at least these abbreviations you should know by heart, and it's not difficult. Most of them corresponds to what they are, like SN is snow and RA is rain. So I'm going to show you another major diagram or sketch on clouds. Just bear with me. Let me get the camera over there. Okay, see, clouds are being categorized, at least it has 3 levels as to this diagram. You got the low clouds, and you got the medium clouds and the high clouds. If we think about the high clouds, you got cirrostratus and cirrocumulus. You see cirrostratus to cirrocumulus, it moves little more away, and moving cloud becomes moving clouds, and then on the at a later stage it builds up and become cumulonimbus clouds. Cumulonimbus, you got to remember, as soon as you hear cumulonimbus, mainly anything with nimbo or nimbus would represent some kind of a precipitation. That's one of the key things you got to remember. On the middle clouds, you have the altostratus and altrocumulus. Those clouds with vertical development, as you see over here, and then you got those are high clouds on going up to 20,000 AGL, and below that at 6,500 AGL you got the stratus and stratocumulus, and then you got nimbostratus. That is, of course, already you see over here precipitation has already started on that. So the moment you see the cloud formation, once you have the vertical development, it will develop into thunderstorms or rain or showers, etc. So that is very important. Yes, it's important to remember. And on the figures, figure at least module 8, figure 17, this whole thing is there for you to see. Let's sort of change gears and go into it is pertaining to same area, but more on loading of the aircraft. Of course, with drones being not fixed wing, it may not affect the same way, but FAA wants you to understand on the load factors, center of gravity, and also angle of attack, stalling, because there are a number of questions coming in that era. So let's let's take a look at that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a sure question, the load factor chart, and initially when I start the module, I also told you about the to have the basic calculator. It is for this question. With the angle, you have to multiply by 1.154 or maybe 1.015 or whatever the question is. So we got to multiply to get the load factor. So this is the load factor chart. The fact of the matter is, because you are getting this in the workbook, it's so easy. So don't miss this question. Then also let me show you on the center of gravity. There would be definitely another question relating to that. I would not know how they would place it, but there would be a question with the stalling and center of gravity and angle of attack, a combination of all that. There would be a couple of questions, or at least one question. And then let's move on to another. Where are we? It's covered. And this is another more like most possible question, a little bit different from what we were talking about, but the traffic pattern of airports. This is as we discussed, you might ask why we have to worry about traffic patterns when we cannot get anywhere nearby the airport. But there is a very good reason. I think I described it before. See, generally in an airport, the default traffic pattern is left-hand traffic pattern. The movement is towards the left. Okay, let's get that screen again. Yeah, see, you got to remember these words: downwind, crosswind, and base, and final. So when it is mentioned where you are downwind, you should be able to know where the aircraft is, and that is not that difficult to understand. But one of the other things that I would bring up the diagram of that. Just bear with me. Okay, let's see how they put the question. Let's see on this runway. This 27 represents 270 degrees. That means when you are coming down this runway in this direction, you are heading 270 degrees. Not at this end, not when you are in the middle of the runway, you see the compass directing over here, but it is directing towards 270 degrees. Why it is so important is when on this question, you'd say it would say most likely it would say the aircraft is coming downwind, and if it is a default airport airstrip, the it's left-hand traffic direction it has. So then when you say when you get the question, they're saying okay, that the aircraft is coming downwind, then we will go first we will locate where exactly which direction the runway is. That of course, looking at the runway, you establish that, and then you look at this runway pattern and you can locate the plane. If it is coming downwind, the left hand default pattern, you will have the plane over here. It's coming downwind. So then you would be able to, it will ask whether it is east of the tower or west of the tower. That you can determine because once you understand the runway pattern. And we do not want you to miss this because it's one most possible questions. So let's go to the next one. Okay, let me not forget, that's on module 8, figure 18, it has the default runway pattern. Okay, let's go on. Okay, friends, one more sure question would be control Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, CTAF. See, on the what I did was from the sectional aeronautical chart legend, I copy and paste this portion only and enlarged it so that you can see it better. Here, this striking background C indicates the Common Traffic Advisory Frequency. So that is the frequency they are asking, CTAF. That's 122.95. So that pretty much you need to know. That's a sure question. I would guide you to look at the maps and get your eye used to that too. And these other markings too, the name of the airport, and this is the ICAO name, PNAM. Possibly it's not a US airport because P does not stand for USA. And it shows here it says what I was talking about just now, runway with right traffic patterns. That is the usual okay, I'm sorry, I have to correct myself. Runway with right traffic patterns will be marked RP, but if it is default, there's no marking over there. So and then all these on the legend you should be familiar with, and also I will show you the bigger chart, but you see here ASOS and AWOS frequency 135.42. It's automated surface weather observing. That's in fact I think the acronym goes for advisory of surface yeah, let me see, that's advisory surface observatory service, I believe. I have to double check on that, and we got to go for